Okay then my friends, in this lesson we're going to connect the front end, the Next.js application, to Hygraph by using a lightweight GraphQL client called Graffle. Now we don't need to use Graffle or any other clients if we don't want to. We can just use the fetch API to send queries because a query is just a post request under the hood. But using a GraphQL client like Graffle can make it much easier to manage and send those queries. And if we scroll down this page a little bit, you're going to see how easy this is to set up. We just need to install Graffle and its dependency, GraphQL. Then we make a new Graffle client instance from our code specifying the GraphQL API endpoint we want to send queries to. And then using that, we can fire off queries like this by putting the query in a template string and then using the send method. So it's all really simple to set up and use. So I'm going to grab the install command up here, and then we want to head back to the code to install it. Alright then, so in our project, I've already cancelled the server process by clicking on Ctrl and C, and now I'm going to paste in this install command right here to install the package. Alright, so now that's installed, I want to set this client up within the project, and I'm going to do that by making a new folder called lib in the source directory. And then within that folder, we'll make a new file called Hygraph.js. Now, you don't have to set it up in this location. You could do it somewhere else if you want to, but this location works fine for me. So then inside this file, we can then import Graffle by saying imports. Then we need curly braces and then Graffle with an uppercase G. And that comes from the Graffle package that we just installed. All right, so next up, we need to make a new client instance, which we can do by saying const and then giving this a name. Now, I'm going to call it Hygraph Client Camel Case, but feel free to call it something different if you wish. And then we're going to set that equal to Graffle, again with a capital G, which we just imported, and then we use the create method on it. So this creates a new client instance, but now we need to supply the GraphQL endpoint that we want to send queries to this instance. And we can do that by tacking on the transport method and adding an object as the argument to this method. And in that object, we should add a URL property. And the value of this property should be the GraphQL endpoint. So then, what is that endpoint and how do we get it? Well, it's an endpoint generated by Hygraph specifically for our Hygraph project, and we can get it from this studio. All we need to do is head to the settings by clicking this option down here, and then first of all you want to go down to the content API section down here. From here we need to make sure the permissions are set to read access to all models. If you need write access from the front end or want to set up some other kinds of permissions for your content, then you'll need to set up an auth token. But we don't want to do that, we just want read access. So make sure read access is granted down here. And if this is your first time on the page, you can just go ahead and enable all the default permissions by clicking on this button. And when you do that, it should automatically set up that read access for you on all models. All right, so once you've done that, you want to head to the endpoints section over here to grab the public content API endpoint, which is this one right here. So copy that and then head back to the code. Okay, so now we can use this endpoint as a value for the URL property inside the transport method. And I could just paste this directly in here, but I'm going to put it inside a .env file instead, so that it won't be committed to the repo. But this endpoint is meant to be a public endpoint, and it will only ever grant read access to your content the way it's set up at the moment. So even if it gets exposed, then although my data can be read, well, it can't be changed. Either way, I'm going to add this endpoint to my .env file. If you don't already have one, just go ahead and create that in the root directory of the project. Then inside this file, we'll make a new variable, which I'm going to call Hygraph, all caps, _ endpoints. And we can set that equal to the endpoint that we just copied from Hygraph. All right, so now we can save this file and head back to the Hygraph one so that we can use that value by typing over here process.env to access the environment variables and then the name of that variable, which was Hygraph _ endpoint, all in caps. And then that's it. Now we've got a client instance up and running and we can use it to send off queries to the Hygraph endpoint. Now we'll start making those queries later, but for now I just want to do a little bit more setup. So first of all, I'm going to make a new constant down here called queries, and I'll set that equal to an object. And later, inside this object, we're going to register all the different queries we're going to eventually send. to fetch all posts, single posts, a page, related posts, etc. So all those queries are going to be stored in this single file, meaning we can just import them later in other files when we need them. Now, for this simple blog application, I think this setup is completely fine, but for more complex projects, maybe you want to split your queries up into different files. That's entirely up to you. For this project, we're going to register them all inside this queries object, which we also need to export. The next thing I want to do is make another file inside the lib folder, this time called actions.js. And inside this file, we'll eventually be making some Next.js server functions, or actions as they're otherwise known, to actually send the queries to Hygraph. So the queries are going to be stored in the Hygraph file, but then actually triggered and sent from this actions file. Now, if you want to learn more about actions or server functions when it comes to Next.js, then definitely check out my Next.js Masterclass. That link is down below the video. But essentially, they're just functions that run on the server, and then they can be invoked from other components, either server components or client components. Now, typically, when we have a file like this to store a bunch of different server actions in, we add a string at the top that says use server. And that tells Next that all the functions in this file will be server functions. So add that in first of all. And then next, we're going to import the queries from the Hygraph file by saying import and then curly braces. Then we want the queries constant, and that comes from ./Hygraph. So then, now we've got the Graffle GraphQL client up and running, and we've also got an actions file ready to make some server functions. And in the next lesson, we'll make our first one to fetch the about page content, and then we'll render it on the about page component.